how is it that I'm this busy, I'm working this hard, and I'm practicing so much, but I can't even pay my rent this month? Good morning, everyone. My name is Callie, and this is another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. Today, I have a really important message to send out into the world of music performance majors and those of you who are early in your freelancing career as a classical performing musician. I'm here to tell you today that life as a freelancing classical musician is not easy, but it can be done. We do have to be creative and be willing to do things that involve more than just performing if we want to make a living. We all get to the point in our early careers as freelancers where we are running around, we're taking every single gig that is thrown our way, we're just hustling, we're practicing, and we're like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm doing all the things, and I'm playing. And you get to the beginning of the month and you look at your bank account and you're like, how is it that I'm this busy, I'm working this hard, and I'm practicing so much, but I can't even pay my rent this month? The truth is, I'm sorry, it's just hard and pretty much impossible unless you live in a place that is incredibly inexpensive to live. The one thing that your teacher should have told you, or maybe you should have listened, is that only being a freelance musician won't cut it for most people. Most of us would like to be able to afford to pay our rent and eat more than just instant ramen every day. While that's a lot of fun, it's not the most nutritious option. And, maybe we'd like to raise a family at some point or buy a house or something. So I'm here to tell you that the options I'm about to talk about are perfectly normal, very common in the freelance community. Before I talk about all of that, though, it's important to remember three things. Number one, being a freelancer means you are going to be following a journey that is unique only to you. So you cannot compare yourself with others. Number two, similarly, it's important to be kind to other freelancers. Don't judge them. Be nice. And number three, remember, you've got to be creative and be willing to do more than just play your instrument. So here we go. Okay, the first thing I would say is the most common, and that's teaching and gigging. And this was a huge part of my early career. So I taught at a high school. I still teach there. And I supplemented my gigging with teaching. And that was it. A lot of freelance musicians follow a path similar to this. The second option is kind of adjacent to being a performer, and that's working in arts administration. And that's an umbrella for a lot of different job titles, but you can find work within some of your local musical ensembles to work in the administrative department. And working some kind of a full-time job is really a great option for a lot of people because it gives stability, often comes with health insurance, and a consistent schedule. So you can supplement your gig life with full-time work in music or arts. Another option would be to do some teaching, do some gigging, and hold a day job or some kind of part-time job. I also made a living like this for several years of my life. This was particularly challenging for me because I found my commute times to all of my various jobs to take up way too much time. There's a lot of driving around here and a lot of traffic. So I found myself lacking a lot of free time and personal time, but it can be done. And if you strategize right, it can be a great way to make consistent income, but also continue doing what you love. And the fourth option that I will suggest today is being a teacher, a content creator, and a gigging musician. Hi, that's me. This is a viable option nowadays. creating content. So I do make part of a living here, making YouTube videos and all of the things that come along with that, including affiliate sales, Patreon subscriptions, and things like that. So this does help me make a living, and it's a small portion of what I would consider my financial portfolio, but it is an option for classical freelance musicians today. Now, if you're looking for ideas and inspiration for day jobs, I've seen a lot. So in my experience, I was a concierge, a full-time concierge in downtown Chicago, which was a lot of fun. So that would fall under just general day job, full-time employment. I know a lot of people who are freelance musicians and also freelance web developers, and that kind of work, if you can get some sort of freelance consistent work outside of music, that could be a good option because you can use that, work that around your gig schedule, which a lot of my colleagues do, or even childcare, which I also did for many years. I was a nanny for 3 years for a family, and that was also somewhat flexible. They were able to work around my gig schedule and auditions and things like that whenever I needed it. But I really loved doing that whenever I did. And I have colleagues who still do that today. Another option that I've seen with my colleagues is actually doing music engraving. So that's when you take a composer score and you put it into music notation software and you make it look beautiful, and then you send it off to publishers. So that could be another option. Usually that's more of freelance type work as well, which can work around your gig schedule. So it's important to remember that working with a full-time performing ensemble is not the end-all be-all, and I would say it's the minority of musicians that are out there in the world making a living. So get creative, figure out what your values are, what you need, how much security you feel like you need in your life, how many risks you're willing to take, and most importantly, continue to practice, continue to get better at your instrument. Remember, that is what you love to do. Thank you all so much for watching. Now, I know I just hit the tip of the iceberg here, but this is really just to get all of you kind of thinking about your options in life as you move through your careers. So I know a lot of people watch my channel who are musicians, who are actively performing and working day jobs, who are retired, and all kinds of walks of life. So if you have suggestions for the young classical performer or even musician in general, please leave them here in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, a good week next week, and as always, happy practicing. Hey everyone, I am Callie from Callie's Clarinet Academy. I've just launched my new website and Callie's Clarinet Academy, which is an online space where adults can go to learn about clarinet, take online courses, and join a community. I will be launching very soon my finger speed mini course. I hope you guys will go check it out. I put a link below, and I have a special online course for anybody who joins Patreon. It's free, but it's only for patrons. I hope you guys will go check it out. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and as always, happy practicing.